Why was Hurricane Melissa so catastrophic? So, what really caused Hurricane Melissa to be so intense? Take a listen to the truth behind Jamaica's deadliest storm. So, who is responsible for Hurricane Melissa's destruction? What is the cost of heating the ocean? Does it have anything to do with it? Why Jamaica and why now? Does Hurricane Melissa have some hidden weather drivers? Could it be that the ferocity of Melissa didn't just happen, but that a particular crisis made it stronger? We heard over and over again, this storm is not normal. Hurricane Melissa, here's what creates a deadly superstorm. First of all, I just want to plant this in your mind. The planet is made up of about 70% water, and what we do to the water, we do to ourselves. Family, Sister Shanice here. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much in advance. Right, well, Hurricane Melissa actually exploded into one of the most powerful storms ever recorded in the Caribbean, even stronger than Hurricane Katrina at its peak. So with sustained winds reaching about 185 miles per hour and ocean waters reported to be 2.5% warmer than average.
This system has been moving relatively slowly, Tom. So as it pushes further to the north, it still is taking its time dumping tons of rain. Now, what's made this so strong? Well, the ocean waters are about 2.5 degrees warmer than average. So this rapid intensification, the strength of this storm, likely 700 times more likely due to human-caused climate change, which has created this monster storm, Tom.
Scientists say this level of rapid intensification is up to 700 times more likely due to human-caused climate change. Human-caused climate change?
Now, what's made this so strong? Well, the ocean waters are about 2.5 degrees warmer than average.
So Melissa became this powerful, experts say, due to the climate change connection. Meteorologists say that they have been tracking Hurricane Melissa.
Well, I think just the strength of this system has really kind of, in a sense, not so much surprised us, because we started talking about this back on October 12th. And here we are now today still talking about Melissa, a monster storm. So
what possible human-causing connection may have caused this rapid climate change to heat the waters about 2.5% warmer than average, resulting in Melissa becoming this powerful. And now Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba, and also the Bahamas, are living the catastrophic consequences. We will be coming back to the science and the experts of this heated waters connection. But first, let's take a look at the emerging picture of the impact of the hurricane and be mindful that this is not just a storm, but a warning. Melissa made landfall in New Hope, Westmoreland at midday, bringing a catastrophic Category 5 force, now reduced to a Category 4 monster that has destroyed schools, colleges, hospitals, and police stations, and flooded communities as rivers burst their banks. According to a BBC Verify, the devastating impact of the Category 5 storm on communities in Jamaica is just starting to become apparent. By satellite imagery, we can see the extent of the destruction. BBC Verify have been examining the new images to try and piece together what has been destroyed and what has been left standing. Here's Black River. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness has described Black River as ground zero after sharing footage of the destruction there. I visited Jamaica a month ago. You know, the infrastructure was looking wonderful. Highways, no potholes. Oh, this devastating storm is inevitably going to impact on the road, also the communication systems, the schools, the hospitals, the airports, the power supplies for businesses. It is going to be severely impacting the country for some considerable time to come. The housing impact, devastation caused to people's homes means that people are going to be homeless. The destruction that we are beginning to see is incalculable. So what do we know for sure? What we know is that Jamaica and Jamaicans are resilient people and will bounce back from this. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has warned that landslides, collapsed infrastructure, and rivers reclaiming their ancient paths are only the beginning of the aftermath, and the full impact may take days to understand and years to recover from. Hurricane Melissa may actually become the strongest hurricane ever to hit Jamaica. This is White House, a fishing village on the west coast of Jamaica, home to several thousand people. This is what it was like prior to the Hurricane Melissa. This photograph of White House after Melissa reveals the extent to which it actually bore the brunt of Melissa when it made landfall with winds of up to 185 miles per hour. Nearly every structure appears to have been damaged or destroyed. In particular, the buildings next to the beach appear to have been razed to the ground. These include restaurants called Marva's and Pelican Lookout. The top of a large circular structure is now missing, and further inland along the main road, we can see a cluster of shops that has also been hit hard. Fishing boats that were in the bay that were seen on the satellite imagery have now disappeared. Black River, the aftermath. Here's Montego Bay. I spent some time there very recently just admiring the beauty of Montego Bay. This was Montego Bay as of the 6th of December, and this is part of Montego Bay now. And, you know, this region is part of Jamaica's most beautiful and popular tourism destination, now resembles a brown swamp. The shore on this section of the northwest coast has been transformed by flood, and the flooding has stained the beach line. Authorities say facilities at the port and the industrial park are inundated. The container terminal, oil storage facility, and nearby water treatment plant were all badly affected, along with a sports complex. The mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, has called the place devastated and added that locals are doing all they can to look out for each other. Montego Bay is a popular destination, as I've said, also for the cruise ships that come in and dock there. It's home to golf courses, exclusive hotel resorts. This is next to pristine, white, sandy beachland. It's going to take a while for Jamaica to get back to its pristine condition, but Jamaica and Jamaicans will bounce back. But some of the critical questions that we need to ask about this Hurricane Melissa is, why did Hurricane Melissa explode into such catastrophic force? What specific conditions in the ocean and atmosphere created this record-shattering storm? How did climate change make this hurricane stronger, faster, and more destructive than those before it? And most importantly, who must be held responsible and accountable for warming waters that have driven this deadly hurricane to these extremes? What we do know is that a 2.5 ocean warming increase is the equivalent to adding the energy of billions of Hiroshima bombs into the ocean over time. So what really caused the 2.5 ocean warming and the consequential Hurricane Melissa? Well, everyone has their theories, HARP, Agenda 2030, but take a listen to what a 2.5% ocean warming could cause in the region. So here's the shocking science of a record-breaking storm. Hurricane Melissa was behaving strangely in the ocean. Meteorological reports of it hovering and moving relatively slowly. No heavy rains for a good time, no lightning preceding it, which is normal. And this is what people were saying was strange about this particular storm. So what has made this hurricane so strong? The meteorologist's ocean science reporter claimed the ocean was well above average water temperatures, that the ocean waters are about 2.5% warmer than average, which may sound small, but in climate science terms, it's massive. Because the ocean covers about 70% of the Earth and absorbs over 90% of the global warming heat. So even a slight warming has warning implications and serious consequences. So what activity has been happening recently in the Caribbean Ocean that may have massively changed the ocean temperatures and caused its temperature to rise? The US-Venezuela drug war bombings. 10 bombs, 10 massive explosions within 1 month in the Caribbean waters. The US launched several airstrikes on vessels in the Caribbean Sea that it alleges were involved in drug trafficking, killing 43 people. US President Donald Trump said the mounting military campaign in international waters was against alleged drug traffickers in Latin America. But what if the bombing of the Venezuela boats was the cause, either intended or unintended, to create the ocean warming conditions? Beautiful island of Jamaica, destroying parts of Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahamas. 4 independent and prosperous islands demonstrating Black excellence, demonstrating that Blacks can build nations all by themselves. Could 10 massive explosions within 1 month in the Caribbean waters increase the warming by 2.5%? The US has recently dropped 10 bombs in the Caribbean waters, and according to the science, when the ocean warms up even a couple of degrees, the consequences become catastrophic. But would America intentionally destroy a Black nation? Is there a history of America destroying successful, prosperous Black communities? Yes, there is the history, and we must never forget it. The United States has a long and disturbing record of using water, force, and government power to erase Black progress. Detroit, Oregon, flooded in 1949 by the US Army Corporation of Engineers to build Detroit Lake, displacing a thriving Black community. Cellular Village, Oregon, inundated in 1957 under the Dallas Dam project, erasing Native and Black settlements. Noaliga, Alabama, a prosperous Black town wiped off the map in 1926 beneath the waters of Martin Dam. Brooklyn, Illinois, a once celebrated African America's first Black town, now erased from existence. Brooklyn, Illinois, once celebrated as a prosperous American Black town, now erased from existence. And perhaps the most heartbreaking is Seneca Village, now New York City, once home to the highest concentration of Black property owners, before the Civil War. It was seized, demolished, and buried beneath what is now Central Park. So when violence wasn't enough, as in Tulsa, Black Wall Street, which was bombed and burned by the US with military support in 1921, ruining economic power, drowning and bulldozing to the ground a prosperous Black community, now almost totally also erased from the history books. These are not isolated events. These are a form of pattern of events. So by a pattern of undermining Black wealth, Black self-determination, and Black progress by any means necessary, we can see that these are not isolated events. So when we ask whether America would intentionally harm or destabilize a Black nation, we're not speaking in theory, we're looking at facts. History has already given us the facts and provided us with the evidence and the answer to that question. So let's get back to recent events. Here are the key implications of bombing in the Caribbean Sea. Firstly, it creates stronger and more destructive storms. Scientifically, it's also known that warmer oceans fuel hurricanes and cyclones with greater intensity. It causes heavier rainfall and flooding, and storms last longer. It also causes the marine ecosystem to collapse. A 2.5% rise pushes the ocean regions into thermal stress. What does that mean? It means that the coral bleaching and the reef die off. It means that fish migrate away from traditional grounds. It means that there's a disruption in the food supply, in the fishing industry that sustain major losses. Coral reefs that support a 25% of the marine life is lost during this catastrophe. Also, a 2.5% ocean warming actually releases underwater methane. What are the implications? The seafloor contains frozen methane hydrates that can destabilize when warmed. That is a dangerous greenhouse gas feedback loop. Consequently, Jamaica has suffered the worst storm destruction in its history. Their rich agricultural farms destroyed, setting the country back a decade of work towards food security. Families who had worked a lifetime to build their homes now face mass displacement. An economy that was growing and paying off its debt now faces major economic disruptions. Jamaica is going to feel the impact of this storm for decades to come, reshaping its beautiful island that I visited and admired so much as recent as a month ago. An economy that was blossoming and prospering now faces the prospect of an economic debt, a debt trap. And it's also placed the country in a situation which is ripe for exploitation, dressed up as help and assistance. So as we know, first they'll be coming with the aid, then they will be coming with their loan agreements. Don't take those loans. Don't get into that debt trap, Jamaica. Finally, they'll be coming with their contracts. Read the terms of the contract, read the fine print. Whenever and wherever there is a crisis, it's a right picking for rich investors. Jamaica, now economically, infrastructurally, agriculturally stricken, now presents opportunities for rich American investors to enrich themselves. The bottom line is a 2.5% ocean warming is equivalent to adding the energy of billions of Hiroshima bombs into the ocean over time. It means worse storms. It means food insecurity. 2.5 ocean warming means mass displacement, economic disruptions. This accelerated 2.5% ocean warming is not a distant problem. It's happening right now. Jamaica is experiencing the brunt of it. The big question is, if there is a direct link and a direct correlation between the Venezuela bombing in the Caribbean Sea and the 2.5% ocean warming, who should pay for the destruction and the devastation caused? Should this be written off by reparations? Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comments section below. Sister Shanice, out of here for now.